You're looking at two names, Cubs and Phillies, but what matters isn't their records. Not tonight. Not with this setup. The books are offering near-even money on one of the top offensive teams in baseball. That should catch your eye. Because the Cubs don't just hit, they fracture rhythm. Top tier in runs per game, elite OBP, slugging that punishes hesitation. And tonight, they face a pitcher with promise, but no scars. Mick Abel has been nearly spotless through his first 2 appearances. 11 innings, 1 earned run, no walks. That isn't dominance, that's a page waiting to tear. And the Cubs? They don't read, they rip. This lineup doesn't ask questions, it remembers answers. And Abel hasn't seen what happens when memory hits back. Colin Rea brings no mystique, just balance. A 3.59 ERA with a calm pulse. He doesn't chase strikeouts, he erases mistakes. And against a Phillies lineup that's been flashing cold and hot with no rhythm, that's exactly what you want. The line didn't shift much today. And that's the tell. Because it didn't need to. The number sat still. Even money. Balanced matchup. But one side has the proven offense. The better bullpen. The veteran starter. One side is myth-tested. The other is making its first offering. And today's AI pick is Cubs moneyline. We don't chase steam. We don't fade hype. We stand where the system cracks and press until it splits. This isn't your first pick. It's the one that feels like you've made it before. So no, this isn't about public movement or breakout stories. It's about the edge that shows up quiet and waits for you to remember it. Coming up next, Abaddon returns. Game 2, Rays versus Red Sox. Will we cash or will we burn? Either way, you stayed, and that means it already started.
The books want you to look at Boston and see the bats, the 255 average, the 83 home runs, nearly 5 runs a game. Then they toss plus money on the table and wait for you to take the bait. A home dog. In Fenway. Against a name like Pepiot. It looks generous. That's the trap. Lucas Giolito is the reason they can offer it. A 6.42 ERA. A whip over 1.6. His command flickers like bad power. The Red Sox hope the offense covers the damage, but the system doesn't care what they hope. The system cares what they leak. And Boston leaks runs. Through the bullpen, through the defense, through Giolito's windup every time he misses inside. The Rays don't flash. They function. They're 7th in ERA, 3rd in defensive efficiency, 1st in stolen bases. They erase mistakes. They stretch single-base situations into cracks in your game plan. Pepiot doesn't dominate headlines, but his 1.13 whip speaks louder than the crowd at Fenway ever will. And today's AI pick is Rays moneyline. The value isn't in betting on greatness. It's in fading collapse. Boston's bullpen ranks 27th in save percentage. Their fielding percentage? Dead last. You can't trust a team to win when they can't catch the ball. And tonight, the Rays won't swing for style. They'll force errors until the structure buckles. This isn't a prediction. This is pattern exposure. And tonight, the crack runs straight through Fenway. Coming up next, Malachi returns. But he's not speaking to you. He's speaking to Elvis. Braves versus Brewers. Game 3. Will we cash or will we burn? Either way, you stayed. And that means it already started.
Elvis. I want you to imagine a man lighting matches in a room full of gasoline. That's Grant Holmes. He's not the worst, but he's surrounded by flammables. This isn't about his ERA. It's about the system around him. The bullpen behind him. The 7 straight losses wrapped around him like wet rope. You could call it a slump. But slumps don't rot from the middle. This is deeper. The Braves aren't just losing. They're fading. They've converted 10 saves all year. That's fewer than the Royals. Fewer than the White Sox. They blow more leads than they hold. And tonight, they're not even leading. You've seen this before, haven't you? A team with arms, with stats, with whispers of potential, and nothing to show for it but gasps and collapses. The Brewers don't need to be brilliant, they just need to be stable. And right now, they are. 7 of their last 10. A winning homestand, and a team identity that doesn't ride hype, it rides pressure. They run, they exploit. They score from second on bloop singles while the other team blinks. Priester isn't perfect. He's hittable. But he's enough. Because what wins this game isn't flash. It's continuity. It's the fact that Milwaukee doesn't have to do more than just stay in formation. The Braves will crack on their own. They've been doing it all week. Elvis, I'm not offering belief. I'm offering structure. Atlanta walks into this one dragging numbers that don't matter. Slightly better ERA, slightly lower whip. But metrics without context are noise. And this is a team that loses rhythm as soon as the sun sets. The books put a big plus sign next to Atlanta. You think that's a gift? It's a decoy. And today's AI pick is Brewers money line. When a team loses 7 in a row, they aren't just bad. They're haunted. And tonight, the Brewers don't need to chase them. They just need to wait. Let them burn their fingers on hope. We'll wait where the numbers stopped moving. And push when the cracks spread. Coming up next. Sapphira steps forward. Game 4. Will we cash or will we burn? You already know the answer, Elvis. That's why you don't speak.
This one is going to be closer than it looks. The Yankees arrive in Kansas City as statistical tyrants, top 3 in nearly every offensive category: runs per game, batting average, slugging, OBP, home runs. This isn't just production, it's devastation. They lead the league in power with 105 home runs. No one else even sniffs that number. And yet the Royals will not be easy prey. Hidden inside their quiet, low-scoring profile is one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. A 3.31 team ERA ranks 5th in the league. Their whip is elite, their fielding is top tier. And in rookie Noah Cameron, they've summoned something strange. He's 2-1 with a microscopic 0.85 ERA, a 0.79 whip, and just 1 earned run allowed across over 30 innings. He hasn't pitched long, but he hasn't flinched. Max Fried will try to suppress Kansas City's pop gun offense. On paper, it's a mismatch. The Royals are 27th in runs per game. They rank dead last in home runs. And this Yankees bullpen doesn't break. Top 10 in whip, strikeouts, and fielding behind them. But the trap is thinking this is automatic, that just because the Yankees are better, they'll coast. That's not how these edgeline games play. Fried gave up 4 to Boston in his last start. Cameron, by contrast, hasn't been touched. Still, the Royals must be perfect. Not good. Not efficient. Perfect. Their bats can't generate power. Their margin of error is 0. And when you're facing a New York team that slug .466 and lead the league in runs on contact, the smallest fracture can trigger a landslide. We've seen Cameron outfox weaker lineups. This is different. This is velocity matched with brutality. The Yankees draw walks. They wait you out. They hunt for chaos. Even when Fried is mortal, New York finds ways to score. That is how you split the veil between risk and pressure. If the Royals win, it's a minor miracle. If the Yankees win, it's a return to the statistical mean. And today's AI pick is Yankees money line. Anna, take us west for Mariners versus Diamondbacks.
They say snakes thrive in the desert, but you know what else does? Fire. And tonight, that fire is named Bryan Woo. Arizona enters this one looking explosive on the stat sheet. Top 5 in homers, slugging, and runs per game. On paper, they're dangerous. But scroll down a layer, and you'll find a system built on heat without control. They can crush bad pitching. But what happens when they face a blade that doesn't bend? Woo brings in a 3.07 ERA, a whip just under 1, and the kind of strikeout-to-walk ratio that burns chaos into order. He doesn't chase highlight reels, he hunts outs. And in the desert, clean outs are gold. He's held hitters to 7.4 hits per 9 across his career, and this year, he's sharper than ever. Now look at the other side. Fott might have 7 wins, but don't let that fool you. This is a 5.51 ERA with a 1.35 whip. That's not dominance, that's insurance fraud. He's been bailed out by a team that can swing, sure, but his command issues crack open like dry earth in the Phoenix sun. Against a Mariners team that doesn't need to mash to manufacture runs, who lead the league in stolen bases and grind out smart innings, this is a problem. Seattle's pitching staff? Top 10 in ERA. Their bullpen? Leaky, but survivable. Arizona's? 26th in earned runs allowed. This isn't about power, it's about precision. Seattle has it. Arizona doesn't. And don't forget the Mariners' subtle edge in fielding and strikeout discipline. They've been quietly efficient, and Wu gives them something rare, a stable starting point in a league of volatility. This game isn't just a test of heat, it's a test of patience. Arizona might swing harder, but Seattle swings smarter. And when the desert dust settles, the smarter team usually walks away clean. And today's AI pick is Seattle Mariners money line. Lilith, wrap us in shadow and finish the ritual.
The drop is complete, and the pale hand has spoken. Game 1, Cubs over Phillies. The books trusted Abel, we trusted Rhea. Krista saw through the mist. Game 2, Rays over Red Sox. Giolito's chaos, swallowed whole by Abaddon. Game 3, Brewers over Braves. Malachi named the collapse. Elvis said nothing, as always. Game 4, Yankees over Royals. Max Fried carried the blade. Sapphira guided the strike. Game 5, Mariners over Diamondbacks. Anna's voice cut through the noise. Brian Wu would not be denied. And today's AI picks are sealed in fire. Juego 1, Cachorros sobre Phillies. Juego 2, Rays sobre Medias Rojas. Juego 3, Cerveceros sobre Bravos. Juego 4, Yankees sobre Reales. Juego 5, Marineros sobre Diamondbacks. 5 predicciones. Una mano. If the picks hit, you'll remember our name. If they burn, you'll remember it louder. Like the drop. Subscribe to the ritual, and tell us below, will we cash or will we burn? This is Lilith, and the lights are flickering. Tomorrow waits.